the heat zone. We are going to discuss in this class about the heat zone of the earth. Right? We are going to see about the heat zone of the earth. So this diagram already I had explained to you. In this diagram, as you all are observing in the slide presentation as well as in the video, right? So you are observing here the North Pole, South Pole, right? And here the equator 0 degree, Tropic of Cancer 23.5 degree, Tropic of Capricorn 23.5 degrees south, Antarctica circle, Arctic circle. But today in this class we will discuss about the heat zone of the earth, right? The heat zone of the earth. So as you are observing in the slide presentation, figure number 2.3, important latitudes and heat zone. Latitude already we had discussed in the previous presentation, and today we will see the heat zone. So here in this diagram, observe here one by one in a systematic way. First here, this grayish part you are observing, right? Or in the slide it is light been greenish. In the video this grayish part is known as torrid zone. Above it, it's a temperate zone. This part and this part it is temperate zone. This is north temperate zone, this is south temperate zone, right? So north temperate zone, south temperate zone. After that we are having the fridge zone here, and downside also fridge zone. So these are the heat zones, right? Next, point number 1 here, the midday of, all the cadet please go to the concept. The midday sun is exactly overhead at least once a year and on latitude in between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. This area therefore receive a maximum heat and it is called as torrid zone. So cadet, please for more explanation of this paragraph, quickly once again move to the torrid zone. This is the torrid zone, right? So at the midday the sun rays will be there and the sun rays will be here more, so this zone is going to receive more amount of heat from the sun. That's why this zone is going to be called as torrid zone. In the diagram it is clearly explained here where it is written torrid zone in light greenish color above the equator and downside the equator, right? That's going to be called as torrid zone. So we are going to have the 3 zone, torrid zone, temperate zone and fridge zone, right? Next, the midday sun never shines overhead or any latitude beyond the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn, right? The angle of the sun rays goes decreasingly towards the pole. As such, the area bounded by the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic circle in the northern hemisphere, the Tropic of Capricorn and the Antarctica circle in the southern hemisphere is moderate. They are having the moderate temperature. So these therefore are called as temperate zone. Let's see with the help of the diagram once again, figure number 2.3. So as the figure number 2.3 is speaking about, first I explain you about torrid zone. This is torrid zone. Now we are going to see about temperate zone. This is the south temperate zone where my finger is here, and the above the north temperate zone, right? This is north temperate zone, this is south temperate zone. The area from the Tropic of Cancer to Antarctica circle, the area from Tropic of Cancer in the north to the Arctic circle. These are the temperate zone. Okay, in the diagram also it's clear to you. Next, last we are going to see about the fridge zone. So the fridge zone is here. First I will explain with the diagram, then we will go to the sentence. Fridge zone here, North Pole, South, this is fridge zone. Next, areas lying between Arctic Circle and the North Pole, right, in the northern hemisphere, and the Antarctica and the South Pole in the southern hemisphere are very, very cold. It is because the sun does not rise much above the horizon. Therefore, its rays are always slanting and provide less heat. So these are therefore called as fridge zone. As you are already seeing in our fridge, we are having freezer. Fridge is cold inside, but freezer is very cold, right? If we are keeping inside anything, it's going to be fridge. It's going to freeze quickly. Suppose you are keeping a glass of water in the freezer, after 10 minutes it's going to be converted into ice. That means that is going to be very cold. So here in this case also like that. Once again, for your reference, at the last we will discuss about the important heat zone with the help of diagram. Please don't speak out in between. Let me explain you first. At the last 10 minutes I will allow you to ask your doubt and difficulty. Now, as you have seen the fridge zone here, we talked and discussed about the three zones. First, the torrid zone, temperate zone, and the last one, fridge zone. Once again I will, for the recapitulation, I will tell you this part. As you are seeing in the second slide, the diagram figure number 2.3. The figure number 2.3 is talking about the three heat zone, right? So in that, the heat zone of the earth we are seeing here, sun is here at this side, so sun rays are reaching. So more sun rays are here at the midday. So this torrid zone receive maximum amount of heat, right? This is temperate zone. And the last at the top, this 2-1, they are called as torrid zone. Next, I hope so the three zones of the earth is clear to you. Torrid zone, temperate zone, and the fridge zone. As we have seen, they are very, very cold. Next, you can see the figure number 2.4. Figure number 2.4a, right? Where you are observing one torch is here, one object is here, how the light is moving from one place to another. So the torch light, that the point number, figure number 2.4a, torch light falling on a straight surface is bright and cover a small area, right? When it is going to be in a standing position, so it's going to cover a small area. So the figure number 2.4, torch light falling on a slanted surface is less bright but covers a bigger area. It's slanting, it's standing. So dear cadet, moving further to see the point in a detailed one. All the cadet, please observe this. All the cadet, please observe the diagram. This diagram is talking about the climate, right? First, as we are observing here, you are observing in the video, right? What you are observing here, this part, the torrid zone. sun rays, cloud, rain. So the torrid zone region between the equator and the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Cap. Those who are speaking in between, please unmute yourself. The slide is visible to you. You please see it. The sun is visible, the cloud is visible, rain is available, right? Another point, the greenish part, right? The temperate green zone, right? You are observing here, this green part. These are the temperate region between the Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle. If we are seeing at the downside, this is the temperate region between the Tropic of Capricorn and Arctic Circle. So these are known for the grassland. That's why this green grassland photograph I placed for you. And at the last, this whitish color, right? They are the fridge zone. Cadets, the diagram for the heat zone, the torrid zone, temperate zone and the fridge zone is clear to you. Next, longitudes. So now this slide is talking about the longitudes. So what are longitudes? So longitudes are the imaginary vertical lines running from North Pole to South Pole. All of you observe this yellow line coming from North Pole to South Pole. Please see. So, apart from the latitude, longitudes are essential to pinpoint a location. Latitudes tell us how far from the north and the south, and the location is from an intersection of the prime meridian and the equator. Cadet, as you are observing in this slide, these are all the dotted line, but the center one line is going on. That line is not dotted on. So that line, as we were seeing in the part of the latitude, so latitudes, the lines are like this. As I told you, the sleeping line, the equator, this type of line, right? So that line 0 degree. So like that, the longitude we are having from the North Pole to the South Pole, one line is here, that is going to be called as the prime meridian. Longitudes tell us how far the location is towards the east or the west from intersection of the prime meridian and equators. Next, to have a explanation about the latitudes and longitude. For the example purpose, you can see about the Hyderabad of Pakistan and Allahabad of India are on the same latitude, 25 degree, 25 minute north, but the exact location, how far east or west, can be determined only with the longitude. Next, latitudes and longitude. All the cadets, please observe the latitude and longitude. All longitudes meet at the north and the south pole, but the latitudes are parallel lines which do not meet. All the cadets are requested to observe it. In that particular point, we are seeing longitudes. Now we are going to have an explanation on the latitude and longitude both, right? So cadet, as you are observing here, all the longitudes meet, right? So all the longitudes, they are meeting where? But the latitudes, they are not meeting. Equator, these are all latitudes. which we studied in our previous class. But here we are seeing all these are all latitudes. Longitudes, the lines coming from North Pole to the South Pole. Then all longitudes are of the same length, whereas the latitudes are of the different length. And the reason why you are knowing it with the example already we had seen. Since the longitudes are similar, all the countries in the world have decided to take the longitude passing through the Greenwich in England as the prime meridian. With the line, all the lines were dotted and one single one straight line, that was the prime meridian. Now quickly going to see the overview. So the overview of this presentation, what we had studied in this presentation, we had seen the important heat zone, the important heat zone of Earth. So they are three important heat zone of the Earth. They are three. First, torrid zone, second, temperate zone, and third, fridge zone. Dear cadet, this class and this topic is too easy in nature to understand. As we are seeing here, the torrid zone, the zone which is lying between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn, experience the hot climate because of the sun comes over the head in this zone, and they need maximum amount of heat. That's why this zone is called as torrid zone. The area or the region both in the north and the south experience a moderate temperature because the sun is slightly slanting in this region. These zones are called as temperate zone. At the last, the zone between the Tropic of Cancer and the North Pole and the Tropic of Capricorn and the South Poles are very, very cold. That means we are talking about the Antarctica and the Arctic Circle. So, with the help of this diagram where it is written climate, quickly once again I will explain you this part. The three zone of the Earth, Earth is here. The yellow lines are talking about this yellow line. This is the equator. These all are latitudes. Clear? As this area is receiving the maximum amount of the light from the sun, this is the torrid zone. The above is the temperate zone, which is also called as the grasslands, and the downside also. This area and this area. And the last from the south and from the north, these are the areas fridge zone, right? Because the sun is here and the rays are going here, so maximum rays will be reaching here. Here the rays are slanting, and above the rays are very slanting. That means the less heat will be there. So that zone is the fridge zone, right? At the last, the today's homework, all the cadet, please take out your notebook and the textbook to copy down the today's homework. So for today's homework, first what you have to draw, that the figure number 2.3. The first I had shown to you, that's a figure number 2.3. What you are going to draw in your notebook, this diagram, figure number 2.3. This diagram you have to draw in your notebook. No need to send this diagram to me. Only the solar system and the question answers of chapter number 1, because I have to assign you marks. Now most of the cadet, those who belongs to North India, they are facing the problem if I am going to speak continuously in English. So they are requesting me, sir, please explain 2-3 lines in relation of the concept in Hindi. So उनके लिए 1-2 लाइन में हिंदी में बताता हूँ. बच्चों ये ध्यान से देखिए, यहाँ पर फिगर नंबर 2.3 आपको दिखाई दे रहा होगा स्लाइड प्रेजेंटेशन में भी, और यहाँ वीडियो में भी दिखाई दे रहा होगा. तो आज का हमारा जो टॉपिक है वो टॉपिक ये कहता है कि आज हमने पढ़ाई की है अर्थ के 3 हीट जोन के बारे में. टुडे वी हैव लर्न अबाउट द 3 हीट जोन ऑफ द अर्थ. और वो 3 हीट जोन कौन से हैं? पहला है टॉरिड जोन, राइट, जो ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैंसर और ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैप्रिकॉर्न के बीच में है। यहाँ ज़्यादा अमाउंट में हीट एंड लाइट मिलती है। क्यों? क्योंकि ये सन रेज के डायरेक्ट में आता है मिड ऑफ द डे में। उसके ऊपर टेम्परेट जोन है यहाँ, और यहाँ साउथ में यहाँ। उसके ऊपर नॉर्थ पोल के पास और साउथ पोल के पास ये दोनों फ्रिज जोन है, जैसा आप लिखा हुआ देख रहे हैं, राइट। सो जो बच्चों को इंग्लिश में थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम है, प्लीज़ इसको ध्यान से देखिए। आज हमने अर्थ के 3 हीट जोन के बारे में पढ़ाई की, और वो जो 3 हीट जोन है, पहला है टॉरिड जोन, दूसरा है टेम्परेट जोन, और तीसरा है फ्रिज जोन। So dear cadet, today in our class we have learned about the 3 heat zone of the earth. They are torrid zone, temperate zone and fridge zone. So this diagram you have to draw in your notebook. ये जो डायग्राम है इसको आपकी नोटबुक में बनाना है और अपने पास रखना है। मुझे सेंड करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। अगर आप सोचते हैं कि सर को दिखाना है तो आप भेज सकते हैं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, राइट। लेकिन जिसके ऊपर मैं मार्क्स दूंगा वो सोलार सिस्टम का डायग्राम बनाना है, और चैप्टर नंबर 1 द अर्थ इन द सोलार सिस्टम के क्वेश्चन आंसर्स लिखने, जो मैंने ऑलरेडी पीडीएफ बना के ग्रुप में भेजा हुआ है। उसी को ओपन करके पेजेस पे लिखिए, फ़ोटो खींचिए, मुझे भेजिए, जो बच्चे अभी भी बाकी हैं। क्योंकि मैंने आपको जैसा बताया यहाँ पर, ये पेज मैंने आप लोगों को दिखाया, इस पेज में साफ साफ आपको दिखाई देता होगा यहाँ नोटबुक चेकिंग के मार्क्स देने हैं और सब्जेक्ट एनरिचमेंट एक्टिविटी के मार्क्स देने। तो जो बच्चे बाकी हैं, अगर वो अपना असाइनमेंट नहीं देंगे तो उनका यहाँ पे मार्क्स 0 होगा, राइट। At that time don't blame to me, because number of the time I had given clear cut instruction that you have to submit your notebook checking, assignment and the subject activity. Subject enrichment activity में क्या दिया है? सोलर सिस्टम का डायग्राम बनाना। सो जो अभी भी बाकी हैं प्लीज़ मुझसे बात कीजिए, अगर नहीं समझ में आ रहा है पूछिए और अपना असाइनमेंट कंप्लीट करके मुझे तुरंत भेजिए। टुडे इज़ द लास्ट डे। इसके बाद में कोई भी बच्चा अगर भेजेगा, मैं यहाँ पे उसके इसमें -0 लिखूंगा और एग्जामिनेशन सेक्शन को दे दूंगा, आपके मार्क्स नहीं जुड़ेंगे। Those who have sent it, that's very good to you. Now dear cadet, please stick to our topic of discussion. Please, everybody please mute yourself. Everyone mute yourself, no need to speak out.
Excuse me, sir.
Last 10 minutes I will allow you to speak out, please. Last 10 minutes I will give you chance to speak out. Now this is your first homework, please don't speak out in between. This is your today's homework, figure number 2.3, the important latitudes and heat zone. Now you can draw. In this figure you are observing the two things. The latitudes are observed by you. Second point is that the important heat zone of the earth. So now this diagram is explained to you. Now you can draw in your notebook. Second point is about that you have to write the 3 heat zone, right? Next, this diagram, figure number 2.4 and 2.4a and b, both you have to draw in the notebook, right? So by this you can understand about how the sun rays are reaching. Figure number 2.4a and 2.4b. This is also your homework. आज आपके 2 होमवर्क हैं, फिगर नंबर 2.3 और फिगर नंबर 2.4a and b. This is a and this is b. You have to draw in your notebook. Next, the definition of the latitude. What is the meaning of latitude? You have to write in your notebook, and longitude. By seeing this slide, you can just write this definition. Whatever I am stating to you here now, explaining to you, the same is going to be recorded and kept on the YouTube also. The YouTube link today I will share with you, that is present on the school official website also. The online classes you can go in that, 6th standard in social science, you can directly go there and you can get it. You can observe that particular class for your more reference.
Excuse me, sir.
Excuse me beta, the last 10 minutes I will allow you. Please hold.
Okay. Sir.
Now at the last, the cadet, those who are facing the problem, for that once again, today we have learned about the 3 zone, torrid zone, temperate zone, fridge zone. अगर आज आपको पूछा गया कि धनराज सर की क्लास में आज आपने क्या सीखा, तो आप बता सकते हैं कि आज धनराज सर की क्लास में हमने अर्थ के 3 हीट जोन के बारे में सीखा. वो 3 हीट जोन है टॉरिड जोन, टेम्परेट जोन, फ्रिज जोन. आपको 2 डायग्राम मैंने ड्रॉ करने को लिए दिए हैं. पहला है फिगर नंबर 2.3 और दूसरा है फिगर नंबर 2.4 ए एंड बी. इनके डेफिनेशन अगर आपको लिखने हैं तो आप लिख सकते हैं अपने कॉपी में. राइट नाउ द नेक्स्ट, those who are facing any doubt and difficulty, you can ask to me.
Hello, sir.
One by one,
I have doubt.
at a at a time, all please don't speak out.
How many longitudes are there? Sir?
Hello. First, all rate, please observe it. As I had shown you,